Okay, so we are live. So this is the first live stream with me and Johan. Basically, feel free to leave a comment. We'll wait for a few people to tune in, and then we'll go from there. So I don't really know what we're going to talk about. We're just going to chat all things rugby, basically. We're now using the new software StreamYard, so we've got a few things that we can show off, like this, and this fancy artwork there. There we go.
It looks pretty cool. Did you subscribe to, or did you pay for? Sorry, did you pay for a subscription here?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. So I'm Kent says hey. Donica O'Riordan says hello, guys. Hello. Feel free to leave a question,
How's it,
guys. Any of you. Reagan says hi. Bethan says hello.
How's it, guys? Yeah, I can't see the comments. I don't know if it's just okay. There we go. I can see it as well.
Yeah.
All right. Cool, man.
VIP Gaming says hello as well. Feel free to leave a question, guys. Basically, we're just gonna have a rugby discussion or just a discussion on anything. I'm Kent says, what's the interview about? Not much. It's not really an interview. We're just going to be chatting. James says hi. Ozzy says, is this about the campaign? It's not. We've actually got a video coming up next Tuesday, I believe, about that. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
We've got Lorenz says hi, Andrew, and hi, Guru.
How's it, guys?
We've got Baxter09 says, Sales new team is amazing. What are your thoughts? I haven't actually looked at them. Do you have any idea, Rugby Guru, or?
What is that about, Andrew? Sales new team. Oh, Sales new team.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're my favorite team in the English Premier League anyway. So yeah, packed with South African players. So I'm more than happy to support them.
All right. Okay. So next up we have James Sutton says, how did your conference go? It went well. There was some complications to it, which I can't really get into. But basically, it's down to the money side of stuff, and we've got to try and sort that out, finding people to fund it. So, yeah, it's going to be a long ride to get there. Whether we will get there or not, we don't know yet, but it's still a work in progress. That's all I can say.
Mm-hmm.
VIP Gaming says, did the interview go well? I've basically just answered that one. Ken says, does Guru also work on the rugby game? He does. Do you want to add anything to that?
No, not much. We're just working together, giving our thoughts out to the developers and so on, and trying to get you guys this awesome rugby game being made.
Donica says, my thoughts on Sale are the next Saracens. Fair enough.
Yeah, that's everybody's thoughts. But look, Saracens used to have a lot of South Africans. I think it's happening to Sale again. And they've got money to burn, so yeah. If he's referring to that, I think they might just be the next Saracens when it comes to money.
Okay. James said they have Tuolangi as well. Sale now, so
yeah,
quite a good move to Tuolangi. Next up, we have Loren says, I can't wait for the Pro 14. Do you watch much of the Pro 14? Because I haven't watched it in ages.
You know, the thing was, I was always, before I started my YouTube channel, I always was just watching Super Rugby, Rugby Championship, a little bit of the Six Nations. So I'm making a point to cover every single rugby competition there is at the moment. I'll try my very best to watch it and comment on that in the future as well. But definitely, I will be watching all of it.
Okay, good. Next up, we have Heidi Griffiths. This is actually Bethan's mum. Says hello, Andrew and Johan. Hello.
Hi there.
Who do you both will win with what? Who do you both will win the Australia? I'm guessing they mean Super Rugby.
Yeah, look, I don't know. You don't watch it quite often, do you, Andrew?
No, not really.
Okay, so I'll just give my thoughts on Super Rugby Australia. I'm not a big fan of Australian Super Rugby at all. I think they've been milking the other teams on the other end a lot. I think if there's a team that needs to disappear from Super Rugby, it should be Australian teams. because their quality of play is just absolutely crap. And we've seen it now compared to Super Rugby Aotearoa. I watched the first 2 games. To be honest, I don't watch it anymore. I'll just watch the highlight reels to catch the best tries and so on.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Next question, we have SportsVid HD says, are you looking to make a good career mode if you get there? Personally, I think that is something we should really focus on. I would like to see like some sort of dialogue, or like say you have an inbox receiving messages and stuff from people. What do you think, Johan?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Rugby Challenge and Rugby 20's career modes wasn't the best there was. I told you the other day I was quite impressed with 2K's career type of mode. Obviously, we won't try and replicate that. It's a good approach to go into moving forward for a career mode. I think something like that with a mixture of FIFA's career modes would be pretty good if we can get that.
Okay. Next question then. Got quite a few. Reagan says, who do you both will win? We've read that one. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Donica says, this is more for the guru. What are your thoughts on Damien de Allende and RG Snyman playing for Munster?
No, I think it's an absolutely good move for South African teams, because obviously there are talks of the teams moving to Europe and forming the Pro 18. I think the money's there at the moment, and if we can get into a competition like that, it will be good for South African rugby to have. If we can't have them in our teams, let's have them in the same competition that we're going to play. I think that just makes sense. Both quality players.
Okay. I think that was a good answer. You covered everything there. Hang on, we got another one. Loren says, they're just searching a developer now. Don't ask about the gameplay. Right, guys, basically answer the question here for us. Fafster09 says, I hope Rugby Challenge 4 will have a career mode so you can be the only I player. So I'm guessing BA player then. What's your thoughts on that?
Something like be a pro mode. I've been a big fan of that in Rugby Challenge. So obviously, yes, it is something that we can have a look at if we get the developers on board and we get this game made. I think we definitely should have a be a pro mode type of thingy going there for us, with maybe a coach and a player kind of career. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, I think it'll be good. Like I said, we're not really at that point yet to be adding or thinking about modes. It's mainly about getting the game done and like licensing and funding and stuff like that. So when we get to that stage, then yeah, definitely we'll obviously look more into detail with it. But until then, there's not really anything we can discuss about that, I don't think. But yeah, next question. LMP says, do you have any news for international game at the end of the year? I'm guessing you mean international matches. Do you reckon that's what they mean?
Yeah.
So apparently Wales is going to be playing in England. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
And
so
then South Africa is also moving into an agreement with the government now to start training and stuff. So hopefully we will have a rugby championship towards the end of the year. I don't think we'll go any further than that at this stage. Yeah.
Okay. Next up, then we have obviously Rugby Challenge 4 got a career mode. Yes, they have. Will it include transfer windows and loans in career mode? I like how everybody is basically asking about our game. Like, we haven't even got to the point where it's been made yet. So, yes, I'd imagine we probably would have that, because obviously it's a manager mode and you want to have transfers and stuff. But we're not at that stage yet.
Look, it's good. It's good for them to actually have that or the questions that they're asking, because it's ideas that they can give us to look forward to using in the future. I saw there was my camera quality is low. My internet connection is pretty poor, guys. I'll try and get a better definition. Let's try this and see if it works, but I don't think it's going to get any better. Let's see
It is
there.
better, yeah, but
That
whether you might
is it
lag or not,
better?
I don't know.
Yeah, I might lag just a little bit.
Right, okay. Next question, or
Okay.
did you want to finish what you were saying?
No, yeah. Look, like I say, it's good we're having this live stream because we get more ideas from what people would want in a game. And obviously, if we're going to get involved in making the game, because obviously they're going to use some of our ideas, and who knows, they probably might even use us to help develop the game in the end. So to have a decent career mode in a rugby game like loans and transfers, I mean, I'm a big rugby gamer. I've played every single rugby game there's ever been. So I know exactly more or less what there should and shouldn't be in a rugby game. And I mean, if there's going to be worked on a career mode, I'm sure me and you will find a pretty good career mode in that game as well.
Yeah, that's a good answer. Next up then, can Owen Farrell still play for England now while Saracens are relegated? I mean, obviously legally he can still play for them,
Yeah.
but I think his quality might drop a bit. What do you think?
He's still going to play with quite a lot of quality players beside him because a lot of these Saracens guys have renewed their contracts. So as far as the opposition goes, they obviously will have weaker opposition. That might influence, but I think they're all very professional, so I don't think it will be too much or will have too much of an impact on his quality of play. So yes, he will still be able to play for England, even if Saracens get or playing in any other division.
Okay. Because literally, I think he won't be as good as he is now playing for in a lower division. Obviously, because you can't really compare Saracens versus like say Sale or Exeter, and then Saracens versus what is it, Ingleton or whatever. As an example, I don't know the teams in there.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
Look, you're going to normally when where the English Premiership scores were quite low, you're going to get scores running 60, 70 with Saracens now playing the second division teams. So I I wouldn't even watch a game like that because I don't like a game where one team runs away with the game at any stage, like
no,
close fought games.
yeah, I kind of agree. Like when South Africa thrashed Namibia in the World Cup. Do you remember that one?
Which one was that, Andrew?
World Cup just gone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which one?
South Africa versus Namibia.
Oh yeah, no. Look, it was an awful game to watch. Anyway, I don't like it because
No.
I'm a big Springbok fan. I did watch it, but if it was any other team, I'd probably not have watched it.
Well, okay, next question then. We have 15 people watching. Feel free to leave a question, everyone. So Hale Kasim says hopefully the release date will be the 28th of July for Rugby Challenge 4. It obviously is rumored of that. I think you know more about your dates of that. Do you reckon it will happen for that date?
Yeah, look, there's a lot of confusion around the release date of Rugby Challenge 4. We've heard about the early access. I think that is what we're going to get on the 28th of July. It's going to be the early access, and then I've seen release dates from companies actually selling the game November, early December. So yeah, I don't. The one thing that's not been cleared up is whether the early access is going to be free or whether they're going to have to pay the full price for it, and then we'll just get the updates and stuff. Look, a lot of games that's got early access is free, and then there's certain parts that if you want to do this or that, you have to buy the full game. So I imagine that will be part of the early access. But yeah, 28th of July, that is the date that we all got at the stage.
Okay. Next up, then, Alan Peters, who will take 2023? Mate, obviously Wales. Come on now.
Okay. Well, look, from a South African point of view, I would imagine with if we can keep Rassie Erasmus on as director of the Springboks, we'll have a pretty good chance. I won't say we're going to win it. I think France is going to be quite a force, having home ground. And as if you look at the under-20s development over the last couple of years, they've got a lot of good players. But then again, we've got New Zealand, who's got absolutely phenomenal youngsters coming through. So I won't write them off. I do imagine that the current coach, Ian Foster, isn't the most favorite coach. So if he doesn't perform in the next 2 years, he's going to get fired, and they're going to get the Crusaders coach. And you can bet your hell, if he's going to be the coach, the All Blacks is going to take it.
All right, okay. So you reckon South Africa be All Blacks in the final, is it?
Well, look, I had it for 2019. I thought we're going to have a repeat of 1995. Unfortunately, England spoiled that party. But look, Wales, obviously, they always with a chance, but for some reason can't get past the semi-final. I think if they do play in a final, they will win it. I don't know.
All right. So,
but to get there is a different story.
So if South Africa and Wales were in a World Cup final, you reckon Wales would beat South Africa?
In France, probably. There's a good opportunity.
All right, okay. Start betting, everybody. Okay, Donica says, in the career, will there be a player and manager career? And in the player career, could there be a match rating goal similar to FIFA? So, hang on. The first part of that question then, yes, I'd imagine in our game, if it was to happen, there would be a player and manager career mode. And in the player career, could there be a match rating goal? Similar. What's that then? Do you know what that is? Can you make sense of that?
A match rating goal. It is. Basically, you're going to have the ratings of how the players perform during the game. That's all I can think of, because that's what's in FIFA.
Yeah.
They give a rating for each and every player, how they performed. So I'd imagine that's what he tried to bring to us there.
Okay. Max D then says, best team in Europe, ? I am going to say, obviously, Ospreys. No. Probably... I don't know. I'll probably say somewhere in France, so maybe like Toulon, Toulouse, someone like that. What about you?
Well, look, if Max D's referring to club teams in Europe, I would probably... Europe is England and everybody included, right? It's basically the Six Nations clubs.
Yeah.
And France or not?
What do you say? Sorry.
Is France included in Europe?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Toulouse are a phenomenal side. I think between Toulouse and Leinster, and well, you can't write off Saracens just yet. I think between the three of them, and then that's my three picks.
Okay. Next up then, VIP Gaming says, who do you think will win the English Premiership? Well, I don't really watch the English Premiership. But I'm going to say for next year, probably either Sale or Exeter. What about you?
Yeah, look, like I say, I'm a big Sales fan, but watch out for Bristol. I think they've made a couple of really big signings, and they are new to the English Premiership. So, I'd say Sale, but watch out for Bristol.
Okay. Next up, then, we have Donica says, I reckon France will win the 2023 World Cup. I'd say they have a good shout as well, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Next
Definitely.
up, then, SportsVid HD says, I'm happy to have two rugby fans to be making a game, because sometimes with rugby games, it feels like the developers know nothing. Very true. Very true.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah. What have we got next? So Hale, I think that's how it's said. Hale Kassim
Cecil.
says, Cecil.
Oh yeah, so yeah.
Cecil Africa is retired from Springbok Sevens. He was amazing. Do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, look, he was quite amazing. I'm not the biggest fan of Sevens rugby overall, because I mean, it just does not feel like rugby for me at all. maybe because I never played it. But look, Sissel he's known in South Africa and worldwide. So yeah, it's a pity his age has caught up to him. But I think as much as he was a brilliant player, there's plenty of others that's coming out and proving their worth as well.
Okay. Next up, we have Sporting 15. Says, how do you feel about the World Rugby plan? If the November internationals are cancelled, Japan and Fiji will play in a tournament of the Six Nations. Is it corruption? I wouldn't say corruption.
Corruption.
I think it's a good choice, to be honest with you. I'm looking forward to see Wales versus Japan and so on. One thing I'm slightly disappointed about, though, is obviously the autumn internationals will most likely be cancelled. So Wales won't get to play the likes of New Zealand, Australia, and so on. But I think it'll still be exciting and it'll be a good substitute. But I'm not a fan of Wales playing in England. But yeah, what do you think of all this?
Yeah, look, the moment the corruption part came up, I don't think I did it with you in my Super Rugby chats, but I did mention with the other ones about bribery and match fixing. So to have Fiji and Japan suddenly involved in a really big competition like the Six Nations, both were in favor of Bill Beaumont. So and Augustin Pichot mentioned some bribery and stuff there. So I think that's what he's referring to there in that question. And I strongly believe that bribery and match fixing is part of it. I mean, there's no proof. It's I'm only speculating anyway. So, but yeah, I do believe there might be some bribery or corruption involved there. My personal opinion.
Yeah. Then going on then off corruption, Fully Welsh says yo, and then he says sorry I wasn't on the last stream, and then Reagan says hey to him, and now he says he's going. Right, okay. SportsVids HD says the rating goes up if you're playing well, and it goes down if you make mistakes. He's going back to the FIFA rating thing then in matches. So yeah, that might be something cool to introduce in our game if it does happen. But like I said, we're not really at that point to be saying that. Next up, KM says, when are you releasing the game? It'll probably be like 2022, I'd say, if it happens. James Suckling says, Harlequins all the way. KM says, why do you keep delaying the release date? It keeps going back. What? I don't know what you're on about there. The game's not being made, so I have no idea what you mean, KM. So, LMP says, do you like NRL? No, I don't. Do you, Johan?
I can't watch it in South Africa, so maybe if they did show some games and stuff here, I would start to like it because I'm quite fascinated about it. So I would like to know the rules and stuff. I think I had one game way back on PlayStation 3 or the start of PS4, and I quite enjoyed it. But yeah, it's something that I can't watch, so I can't really comment on it.
Oh, okay. Next up, then, Superfully299 says hi, hello. Then we've got Psycho or Saiko says, you seem like you're good at Rugby Challenge 3. Let's have a match. I am terrible at Rugby Challenge 3.
Anytime. He must just leave his game ID on the stream chat, and I'll add him later.
Yeah, make sure you go ahead and check out Johan's channel as well. I have these cool animations I can do now. So here it is there.
Yeah,
and
these guys.
Also, go ahead and follow me on Twitter, guys. Animations here as well. I might actually make quite a lot of these animations. They're quite fun.
Yeah.
What have we got next? It was supposed to be the 16th, and now you've delayed it again. I haven't delayed. I'm not making Rugby Challenge, KM, so I don't know what you're on about.
Yeah.
I wish I was.
Look, I know his frustration because you know what? I actually was in constant communication with True Blue and Wicked Witch, and I gave them a hell lot of slack towards the end, and now they're just not replying to me at all. They're replying to everybody else, but they don't want to listen to me at all. So
No.
I do get KM's frustrations and stuff. I mean, if there was a live stream with two of True Blue or Wicked Witches people going on at the moment, I would probably give them a lot of slack on a live stream as well.
But we're not the ones making Rugby Challenge for KM, so
yeah,
sorry.
Unfortunately.
Next up, we have thoughts on Dan Evans. So I don't know if you know who Dan Evans is, Guru, but he's a fullback for the Ospreys. I think he's very underrated. Unfortunately, he was never really picked when he was in his prime, when Gatland was coach of Wales. He never got a shout at all. I think he deserved one or two call-ups. I didn't think he was better than like Lee Halfpenny or Liam Williams or anything. But yeah, it is a shame he never got called up. Next up,
look, sorry, Rugby. I don't know the guy, but I know that Lee Halfpenny and Liam Williams were the two best fullbacks anyway. So it's similar to some of the positions in South Africa. Unfortunately, there is some that's better. So I'll go and have a look at him, and then maybe later I'll leave a comment for anybody that wanted to know my thoughts on Dan Evans. But for now, I think just Liam Williams and Halfpenny were better.
Yeah. VIP Gaming says, I swear down, all people ask is the release of the game. Yeah. Which is fine, no. At least it's getting interest. Donica says, I think that we need a good stadium sounds, including cheer of fans, and also grunts and huffs and puffs of players. Right, okay. VIP Gaming says, already subbed to you, Guru, I'm guessing he means.
What's that?
Already Gaming says already subbed. Yeah, I think he means to you.
Yeah. No, I've got him there. I know.
Okay. KM says, oh, sorry, I thought you was the developer. No, we're not a developer for Rugby Challenge. Sporting 15 says, should World Rugby have a platform where you can watch all the 2023 Rugby World Cup games, as in some places in the world, people have to pay ridiculous prices just to watch? Do you want to answer that one?
I can answer it because it's quite true. I see it even here in South Africa. You pay what? I don't know the euros and stuff, but we pay around about 1,000 rand for the main subscription for DSTV, which is incredible because they just keep showing the same stuff over and over. So yeah, I would love to have a competition like the World Cup being shown to everybody because with that you give it to a global market, but yet again it comes down to the money game. I think World Rugby in general has become money crazy. I know it's a professional sport, but money is not everything.
Okay. I'd probably say the same as well. Just going over the question, make sure I cover everything. Sure, we have a platform, blah, blah, blah. So like a channel, I'm guessing they mean. I think that would be pretty awesome. Like you obviously have Netflix, you obviously have like here in the UK you have BBC iPlayer, you've got Disney Plus as well, which is worldwide. So yeah, if World Rugby had a platform like a subscription-based thing, I think that would be amazing. It would definitely be a step in the right direction. Because obviously you could have documentaries covering everything. Then I don't think football or anybody else does that. I know NFL does that for American football, and I know NBA does that as well. But yeah, it could be something cool they could introduce, I suppose. Next
Definitely.
up, Reagan says already subbed to Guru.
I think that's my best subscriber at the moment. My most loyal subscriber.
LMP says, what do you think World Rugby should extend the World Cup teams? What do you think? Yeah. I think it would be good to have like an extra group, like the likes of Portugal, Spain, and everybody could get into it then. Even Brazil, as you guys know. I really like watching Brazil. But what do you think?
Yeah, I know you're a big fan of the Tier 3 nations, but I kind of not share your ideas on that because World Cup rugby with Namibia and Russia and who else is there? Canada. it just tends to be a runaway game against the top teams, and it doesn't make for a great showing. But in the same breath, you need to develop rugby. But I don't think the World Cup is the platform to do it. Rather use the 4 years in between World Cups to develop tier three nations, and then if they do get better, use them in the World Cups. But I just don't see any point in the All Blacks running in 100 to 150 points against, say, Spain, for instance, or who else is there?
Basically
Okay,
anyone.
let's leave it. Yeah, basically anyone in the tier three nations. I don't know. I don't know what your thoughts are on that, but I
mean,
wouldn't watch that.
what I would like to see be done, there's either two options. Okay, if the World Cup was to be expanded, but I agree with you, it wouldn't be fair on them getting thrashed. So the way it would either work would be have similar teams in the same groups. So say All Blacks, South Africa, England, and so on, all in the same group. Okay, and then so on, like Wales, France, Italy, whatever, and then say like the tier three nations be in the same group as well, or have a different layout where say the top two teams go into the quarterfinals, quarterfinals, and then onwards from there, top three place. Then so like for the lower tier nations, they can compete to be finishing third, and that would be then to like say the medal playoff or something like that. To scrap the bronze medal thing, because obviously the losers of the semi-finals go to the bronze medal playoff. Scrap that, and then whoever finishes top three in the group go into their own little thing, and then they try and compete for the bronze medal or whatever. What do you think of that?
Yeah, it could work, but your first one wasn't so clear to me, because if you're going to have all the top teams in one pool, there's going to be a couple of teams missing out on an opportunity to get to the quarterfinals and stuff. But your idea on the last part, to have a separate little medal run for the tier three nations, could work. But then again, it would do them no good to get thrashed by say one of the bigger tier one nations. I think it would actually make it worse for them.
But this is what my point is, though. Is like let's say we have Wales, England. No, let's say we have Wales, Australia, Fiji, Uruguay, and Brazil in one group. Okay, so obviously Wales and Australia will go through to the top two, and then you have Fiji, Uruguay, and Brazil. Those three then compete. Whoever finishes in the third place will then go into the next round to try and compete for a medal. What do you think of that one?
Yeah, that could work. It's quite a good idea, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it could work.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, then we have what's this one? Super Fully says, Rugby Guru, which is your favorite international team?
Springboks all the way, but I also do like Wales. I must say I'm a big fan of them.
Okay. Next up, then we have VIP Gaming says, is there a way to watch Brazil? Unfortunately, there isn't. I know they live stream a lot of things on their YouTube channels, same as the SLAR live stream a lot of their games on the YouTube channel. So if you go ahead and subscribe to them and click the notification button, you'll be notified whenever they go live then. So that's really the only way to do it. But yeah, like, literally, the best game, if you want to watch Brazil, would be type in Brazil versus Barbarians and watch the full game. Like literally, Brazil looked amazing. Next up, Reagan says, how much will Rugby Challenge 4 be? I'm going to say probably about £45 here in the UK. What about South Africa?
Yeah, you'll look at about 900 to $1,000.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
Is that expensive? And I'm always intrigued because you say the currency in South Africa. So, like for example, like a loaf of bread here in UK would be say, let's say £1. How much would that be in South Africa then?
It could be what, 13 rand for a white bread?
Is that cheap then? Because like here, I'm trying to explain. Like this is like the currency we have here. Okay, so for example, this is a £5 note, and this is a £10 note. So in South Africa, then the rand in South Africa, is it like notes that you say like I don't know? Is it like 10 rand notes and stuff like that, or?
Yeah, you get a 10 rand note, 20 rand note, 50 rand note, 100, and a 200.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, if I can just give you more or less an idea of what the average income in South Africa is, not mine, just the average in South Africa is around about 3,500. So
Yeah.
if you're going to spend $1,000 on a rugby game, you're already taking one quarter of your salary away.
Oh,
And
right,
then
okay.
if you have to pay rent, you're paying around small places, you're going to pay around about 2,000 Rand just for rent.
Yeah.
And when you go to the cities, it's going up to 10,000 a
So
month. So just,
how much is that then in sterling in the British pound then? Do you know?
what is that? 1,000?
Yeah.
It's more or less 50 pounds. Yeah, I don't know about sterling, but it's more or
Oh,
less.
okay.
It's around about $45 or to
I'll
fifty
Google it.
dollars, round
I can
about.
Google it. I'll
Yeah,
Google it right
I
now.
think the
That's
rand
1,000.
is what 17 or 18 rand to the dollar now,
We'll
and
find out
like
now.
20 rand to the euro.
1,000 rand in sterling is 47 pounds. And what, you can rent a flat in South Africa for 1,000 rand a month?
No, no, you can't.
No? Oh, okay.
No, 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 no. It's
uh,
impossible.
uh, right, okay, next question then.
Hmm.
What's this one then? Max D says Canada had a World Cup warm up against Leinster's second and third team, and Leinster smashed Canada. Okay, fair enough. I don't know if
Yeah.
that was recently or not, but well, it probably wouldn't have been recently because obviously you can't play rugby at the moment unless you're in New Zealand and Australia. Lucy Panetta
Yeah, it
says
was
Katy
a.
Perry. Go on. What were you gonna say?
No, I said they said it was a World Cup warm-up game, so it was actually before the World Cup
Oh, okay.
that they played against Canada.
Yeah. So Lucy Panetta says Katy Perry versus Richie Mccaw. Uh, two completely different things. But Richie
Yeah,
McCaw all the way because Richie McCaw obviously is better. But I don't know how Richie McCaw sings, so we're just gonna say Katy Perry. What do you think?
yeah. No, look, it's a very strange battle, that one between Perry and Mccaw. But we'll go with Mccaw because he's a rugby player or
And for
ex-rugby player.
and for singing,
But singing, I don't know. I must find out if Richie Mccaw was any good.
yeah.
Hmm.
All right. Next up, Super Fully says I'm in South Africa but support England. Oh, how do you feel about that, Guru?
Why? Why would you support a different country? I'm very much against it because in South Africa you get like a hell lot of All Black supporters for different reasons, political and just rugby reasons. But for to support England, I can't believe it. You must probably have family in England.
Right, next up, LMP says, do you know how much professional rugby players get paid? I don't know. Obviously, it probably varies. I'm pretty sure like Owen Farrell's on like 500,000 a year or something like that. So if you work that out, let's work that out. All right, I'll try and do it on a calculator right now. So we've got 500,000, okay, and we want to divide that by 12. So he earns 41 grand, £666 a month. And if we divide that by, let's put how many days in a month? So 31 days. Then that would work out to £1,344 a day. I think that's right anyway. So, yeah, he's not signing for your local team anytime soon. Right, okay, so we haven't actually got any more questions yet. So, we'll ask our own questions then. Favorite music, Johan?
My favorite music. Well, look, I'm an if you can believe it, I love R&B. I think it's the best music there is. I'm not a fan of rock at all. How about
Oh,
you?
rock music all the way. I don't know if you already knew, but I play guitar, obviously. I'm big into
Yeah.
like pop punk music. So yeah, not really into R&B. I like some pop music and I like Avicii songs and stuff like that. But yeah, not a fan of R&B. What about food, then? Favorite food?
Favorite food? Well, I always thought it was pizza, but a proper grilled steak is also quite nice.
Oh, right, okay. If I think with steaks, I think what I prefer is gammon steak. Do you like gammon steak?
No.
No.
I'm one for the normal proper beef steaks, man.
What about when it comes to like making food and stuff? What's the thing that you specialize in cooking?
Well, I had a Pakistani friend that used to stay here in my hometown, and we used to cook together sometimes, and he made biryani.
Yeah.
So that's my favorite dish to make. It's absolutely fantastic with all the different flavors and stuff. The Indian flavors can't get better than that.
So what's in it then? 'Cause I've never heard of that.
Biryani, you've got all your Indian spices, your chicken, your basmati rice, and that sort of stuff. But
Yeah.
mainly, it's a combination of all the spices with the basmati rice and the chicken combined basically into one pot.
Yeah.
I know people have different ways of cooking it, but that's the way he taught me. So if you ever come to South Africa, I'll cook it for you. Sure.
We'll have to do a video on it if I ever go there.
Yeah, definitely.
So what about favorite rugby player then?
Favorite rugby player, past or present?
We'll do both. So of all time and then present current rugby player.
Well, look, my past rugby player was definitely Butch James. I don't know if you've ever heard of him.
No,
He
I
used
haven't.
to
No.
play number 10 for the Sharks and Springboks.
All
Um,
right.
he was okay. I don't want to say he was the England version of Owen Farrell because I think Owen Farrell is the England version of him. He used
Yeah.
to do a lot of no arm tackles.
Yeah.
He was just absolutely furious with the tackling. I can remember the first time I actually saw him. You can actually go and Google it or not Google it. Go and search on YouTube a tackle that Butch James did on Bruce Rayana. I think it's the biggest legal tackle you would ever find in your life. So I based my game around that of his sort of play. Got into
All
trouble
right.
quite a lot because of that,
Yeah.
because he did a lot of shoulder charges. But an exceptional player and a great ambassador for South African rugby. And then basically currently, if I'm looking at the new younger crop, I would say Malcolm Marx reflects quite a lot on the way I used to play, and I eyed him for being a hooker slash loose forward because that's basically what he's doing at the moment. He's just really good at stealing the ball on the ground, and he's a very physical player,
Yeah.
and he's quite mobile as well for a hooker. So yeah, that's my two picks. How about yours?
All time Sam Warburton. So he was a massive influence on me getting into rugby. And then probably currently I'm going to say Josh Adams just because of the World Cup record he had, the tries and stuff. So yeah. Right, we've got a few more questions coming in again. Right, let's get into them. So first up, with Sporting 15. What's one thing you'd say World Rugby lacks in? Is it e.g. social media, sources of finance? I'm gonna say rugby video games. They should really have like jumped on that straight away. As you guys know, we're trying to work out like finance and stuff for this upcoming video game that we're making. So I'm very surprised World Rugby isn't interested at all. What about you?
Yeah. Yeah, look, media sources and finance, it's actually free. I think financially they're pretty well off. I think they just help Australia out of some trouble and they're supporting some of the tier two and free nations. So financially, I think they're doing a pretty good job at the moment. With sources, well, look, they've got the world of sources at their disposal, and they're not using it at the moment. They've had an opportunity for a Club World Cup. They've had an opportunity for the Nations Cup trophy. They've had opportunities for some major competitions that was recommended for next year or the year after to help with with the teams not with the corona and stuff. So media-wise, they're doing quite a lot. I know they got their own website and stuff. So they're doing well there. So I would say sources-wise, if I have to pick one of those three, they're not doing enough to promote the game at the moment.
Okay, fair enough. Next up, then, Donica has said dream team. I'm basically going to say my backs because I'm terrible when it comes to forwards. So probably dream team of all time. Brian Urbana would probably be there. Shane Williams has to be there. Fly half, probably Stephen Jones, who's quite a good kicker for Wales. Scrum half, most likely. I'm going to say probably Faf de Klerk. Although Dan Carter at fly half would have been good. So probably Faf de Klerk currently, it would be as my scrum half. Dan Carter would be fly half, Brian Urbana and Shane Williams on the wings. Two centres, probably Ma Nonu. I don't know. It's quite difficult. And I'm just going to go straight to... Huh?
The bot. Brian O'Driscoll.
Oh, right, yeah, I forgot about him. And then fullback, then probably I'm gonna say either Ben Smith or I've always quite liked Jesse Creel. Jesse Creel plays fullback. Am I right or am I wrong?
He started his career at 15 and then moved to centre later on in his career.
Yeah, I quite like Jesse Creel. What about you? What's your dream team?
Yeah. Well, look, Christian Cullen at fullback. Don't know if you know him. He used to play for the All Blacks. Very good fullback. No. Then my wings would... Okay. Jonah Lomu, Brian Urbana on the wings.
Yeah.
Centres, Brian O'Driscoll and Ma Nonu. Fly off Dan Carter, scrum off Joost van der Westhuizen. Number 8 would probably be Bobby Skinstad, although he wasn't the best player. He was a pretty good number 8. Flankers would probably be Scoutberger and Johan Smith. I think they were exceptional in 2007. Locks, Victor Matfield, Bakkies Botha. Props would probably be Os Durant and who else would I use? I was quite a big fan of Owen Franks, played for the All Blacks, and then my hooker would obviously be Bismarck du Plessis. So plenty of South Africans in my dream team, unfortunately, guys.
So who would you say is your favourite Welsh player of all time then?
My favourite Welsh player? There was this number 8, I think. And he wasn't very popular in Wales. I think it was Scott Cornell, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
I quite enjoyed him because I play number 8, so I always look to what other number 8s do, and I think Scott Cornell for me was very, very underrated in Wales.
Oh, okay, that's a good answer. Scott Cornell was a quality player. Next up, then, Max D says best Irish player of all time. Probably Brian O'Driscoll, I'd most likely say. What about you? Yeah?
Definitely. And don't forget about Keith Wood.
What about currently then?
Currently, geez, I would go with this scrum off. Conor Murray. I think he's top class.
Yeah. I'd probably say Jacob Stockdale at the moment, going by form, although obviously you want to say Jonathan Sexton, as in the current player who's playing there of all time, you know what I mean? Who's still playing.
Yeah, no. Yeah, his form has dipped quite a bit. That's why I left him out. I think Conor Murray has been consistent over the last couple of years, so that's why I picked him.
Oh, fair enough. Next up, then, we have, is it Psycho? I think that's how it's said, or Psycho? Any idea?
Yeah, Psycho, I think. It doesn't sound too good.
No. What position did you play in real life, Guru? Also, my PlayStation Network is, and then the name is there if you want it.
CD player 7. Okay, I'll add that. My position that I played in real life, I still play rugby, although not so much this year because of the coronavirus. I do play number 8. I'm also a player coach. So yeah, I love playing number 8 because it's one of the positions that requires a lot of decision making. It's the link between the backs and the forwards, and I love it.
Okay. Next up, then we have Reagan has asked the question: Johnny Sexton or Owen Farrell with current form? You have to say Owen Farrell. Jonathan Sexton is getting on a bit now. What do you think?
Yeah, the most hated player in world rugby is the better of the two at the moment.
Next up, Felix Cobe says, I agree. I don't know what he's agreeing with, but okay, thanks, Felix. Yeah. Super Fully says, I am deciding whether I should start a YouTube channel where I play video games. I am deciding whether to play NBA 2K or Rugby Challenge 4. What do you think I should do? I'd probably say Rugby Challenge 4 because there's not much call for it. That's why whenever me and Guru make videos, they seem to be the most popular videos we do. Even though with me, I feel I make other videos that are better, in my personal opinion, but they don't get as many views as Rugby Challenge 4. So yeah, if you want good views, then I'd say Rugby Challenge 4. What about you?
Yeah, no, definitely. Look, Rugby Challenge 4 is our rugby YouTuber's dream come true at the moment, because it not just gives you views, it also gives you plenty of subscribers. I mean, since the release of the trailer and the screenshots this past week or so, I've had plenty of new subscribers. And if you're in it for the love of YouTube and not for the money, I would say start a YouTube channel, because it's quite difficult to get where you are at the moment, rugby. I take for myself, I missed the World Cup, and I probably started a year too late with my channel. But it's hard work. It's not easy at all. So to start off, I would say Rugby Challenge 4 would be a good platform to start your YouTube or rugby or gaming career, if you want to make it that way. I think Rugby Challenge will give you plenty of views and subs.
So when did you start your channel then? Because I think I started mine. I think was it like the 28th of December 2018. When did yours start?
Look, if you go to my channel, it's 2017, but I can't recall ever making a video in that year. So I basically, when I got the beta for Rugby 20, which was what, September last year, roundabout. Yeah, so it was later part September, I think. And I just worked from there, because I just did a stupid video and decided to just upload it from my PS4 onto YouTube. And that's how the journey actually started. So I'm not even on it for a year at the moment.
All right. You have to do something special for your anniversary of the channel being born.
I will definitely try and figure something out. If anybody's got a suggestion for that, feel free to leave a comment on any ideas what I can do for my anniversary.
You should do like a kicking challenge, like what I did. That seemed to go quite well. Although I kicked completely wrong, I wasn't dropping the ball.
Okay. Look, I can try and do something like that, but we basically, well, in September it should be a little bit warmer this side. And obviously we got some strict policies in South Africa with the coronavirus at the moment. So hopefully by that time it will lighten up a little bit. I can do maybe a kicking challenge, or maybe even something else. Who knows?
Okay. Next up, then we have LMP says, "Do I get paid on YouTube?" I do. I do get paid. It's not three digit numbers all the time. So the most I've been paid on YouTube, I think, is like 100 and something, but you don't get a hell of a lot. And then obviously Johan hasn't reached 1,000 subscribers yet. So yeah, I think you have to have a certain amount of watch hours as well. Well, it was when I became a YouTube partner. Is it still the same? Is it still 4,000 or?
Yeah, you know what? I was so furious with myself just a couple of weeks ago. Remember, I asked you, if you delete videos, do you lose subs or watch hours? And you said you're not sure. So
Yeah.
I actually went ahead and deleted some of my older videos, and I think I needed like 300 watch hours before that, and then I deleted all that, and then in a matter of a day, I had to get 1,000 watch hours again, and I was so livid with myself for
All
removing
right.
those. So yeah, it's still 4,000, and well, me being banned from the live streams at the moment until September, it's going to be hard to get my. I think I need 500 now to get to the watch hours, and then obviously still 450 to get to 1,000 subs. So any
Yeah.
support, guys, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate that.
Yeah, but please everybody go ahead and do that. It'll be awesome to have another YouTube partner doing live streams with us. So yeah, everybody watching, there's 9 of you currently, but I know people keep coming in and out, and I do know as well that a lot of people tune in after the live stream. Please make sure you go ahead and check out the Rugby Gurus channel. The link is it's this side. There you go. Yeah, in the corner
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Wait.
Check it out.
Somewhere there. There we go.
Yeah. Right, next up then we have Sporting 15 says prediction on the highest rated forward in Rugby Challenge 4. I'm probably going to say it's either going to be a Springbok or an All Black. What about you?
Yeah, Adi Surveyor, I think, is going to be the highest rated. Just because I think the developers are from Australia, New Zealand pods. And I know that Sevilla was the New Zealand Player of the Year. And then obviously maybe Cheslin Cole, okay, he's a back, so maybe Peter Steftetue. I know they did use him as a screenshot as well. So I think Sevilla will be the main guy there.
Oh, okay. And then we have another question then from Felix saying, what about Wilkinson? Why wasn't he in our dream team? Personally, if I pick between Dan Carter and Wilkinson, I'd pick Carter. Although Wilkinson would definitely be on the bench. What about you?
Look, it's always a tough choice between Wilkinson, Carter, and even Larkham. I don't know if you knew Larkham,
No.
but for me, so to stick with Wilkinson, Carter. I mean, it's a touch and go. You can either play the one or the other, and the team won't be weaker by doing that. So yeah, if Carter got injured, Wilkinson would definitely be there, and the other way around.
I always thought as well, a very underrated player was Contaponi, who used to play for Argentina. Do you remember him? Balls guy?
Yeah, nah, I definitely know Contepomi.
Yeah.
The thing with the Argentinian players, they're inconsistent. One game brilliant, the next game absolutely crap. So
Yeah.
I think that's why he would never make my dream team.
All right, okay. So we're actually sticking with Argentinian rugby then, because I know I have quite a few subscribers from Argentina and South America. Who's better, Contaponi or Nicolas Sanchez?
Contepomi is better.
Yeah.
He's just got that X factor, I believe, which Nicolas Sanchez don't have. But I think Sanchez is the more consistent of the two. I don't know if there's somebody from Argentina that wants to comment on that.
But yeah, I think I'd probably say Contaponi as well, just because you think of it like the classic Argentina team, Contaponi's always going to be there. So yeah. Next up, then we have Rhino Luke says, "Hello Rugby, do you remember me from yesterday?" Yes, I do remember you from yesterday. How's it going, and which team do you support in Super Rugby? It's going pretty well. Obviously, I did that conference call last night regarding the rugby game. We're taking a bit of a step back now, but we're still trying to work it out. And what was the other question? I think I missed something there. Super Rugby.
Who do you support in Super Rugby?
Yeah, Queensland Reds. There you go. Because he was the captain of the team. Was the only player from Super Rugby that actually wanted to help us out with the campaign. So I can't remember his name. Was it something Ian Wright? No, something Wright.
Liam Wright.
Liam Wright. That's the one. Yeah. So yeah, Queensland Reds at the moment. It'll probably change next month, but yeah. Next up, Donica says, surprise Guru didn't say CJ Stander, as he was one of the most consistent and South African.
Yeah, look, CJ Stander is a phenomenal player. There's no doubt about it. But he wasn't, how can I put it? He wasn't the best player in South Africa when he was playing here. I know he was still young, but for some reason, there's something that's missing in his game. I can't put my finger quite to it, but as good as a player he is, there's just something that lacks in his game, and I can't tell you guys what it is. I still need to figure it out.
Okay. Next up, then, Rhino Luke says, who do you coach, Rugby Guru? If you want to give the name, don't have to.
Okay. Look, I like I said, I'm a player coach at my local town. It's a small town in South Africa called Noupoort in the Northern Cape. It is an amateur club rugby team where players just basically they don't get paid to play for the club. It's for the love of the game. Yeah, so it's just an amateur club team in Noupoort in the Northern Cape in South Africa.
Okay. Next up, then, SportsFit HD says, Ireland in 2018 could have definitely won the World Cup last year if they didn't peak a year early. They could have, but then there's a big if there, isn't there, really?
It just baffles me that Ireland can't win a World Cup, or their form is just absolutely crap when it comes to a World Cup.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of Wales, although Wales is a little bit more consistent in World Cups. But yeah, it's probably the two best teams in Europe that has never won a World Cup before.
Okay. Then Rhino Luke says, what is your favorite game and rugby game? Favorite game of all time has to be either Fallout or Skyrim. Skyrim was a classic. And favorite rugby game of all time, probably Rugby '08 or Rugby World Cup 2011. What about you?
Yeah, look, I'm not going to delve too much into the past. 08 was good, but I think Rugby Challenge 3 for me was the best rugby game made so far. I've played it since it came out in 2016, and I'm still playing it up to this day. So yeah, for me that was the best rugby game. As far as my favorite game, I've always played sport games, and it's always been rugby games. But and this might sound cheesy now because it's a game that I only found out lately, and that's Fortnite. I quite enjoy Fortnite. I'm kind of addicted to Fortnite at the moment. I don't know why.
I played Fortnite when it first came out, and I was always one of these players that used to hide in hedges just to try and I basically hid until there was like one or two people
That's
left.
me.
And then I'd try and kill them, but then most of the time they just kill me. So yeah.
Well, I think it's an awesome game. They've improved so much since the game came out. I didn't even play it when it just came out. Like I said, I only figured it out this year. Me and my son is playing it quite a bit, trying to see who's the best in it. But I'm actually awful at it, but it's still so addictive.
All right. Okay. Next up, then we have LMP says AM is the most underrated player in the world rugby. Who's AM? You know?
It's Lukanya
All right. Okay.
and I strongly disagree with LM because Lukanya is still a youngster in South Africa, so he's still actually working his way up in the South African ranks. I think he's going to be the number 12 or 13 because he can play both positions. I think he's going to dominate that position for many years to come. And that's why I say he's not the most underrated player. He's still a youngster, like Nkosi. You can say Nkosi is the most underrated player, but if you have to be honest, there's still youngsters coming through the ranks. So Jesse was the main guy, Jesse Kriel. You said you liked him. I thought he was a pretty good center, but I think Lukanya have the potential to be a lot better than Jesse Kriel.
All right. Okay. And then we've got Rhino Luke says, I subscribe to the Rugby Guru, always supporting the local South African.
Thank you, Rhino.
Next up, then we have Jack Matthews Jones says, Andrew, can you buy me a meal deal? No, I can't, because I don't know who you are. Do you have meal deals in South Africa?
There's no such thing. I've heard about the stuff going on at the moment, but yeah, there's no such thing in South Africa.
So basically, a meal deal is like we have a place here in the UK called Tesco, and it's like a big superstore sort of thing, and they do really good meal deals. And it's like you can buy like a sandwich, crisps. I think it's like sandwich, crisps, chocolate bar, and a drink for like £3. So, but if you were to buy them on their own, they'd be like say £2.80 for the sandwich. The crisps would be like £1. So, I mean, so they'd put it all together for that price.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's quite a good deal.
Yeah. Gone from rugby to talking about like meal deals. Next up, then, Donica says Ronan O'Gara was in the top 10s as well. Yes, he was.
Yes.
Next,
If I ever have to say rugby, who the best number 10 in Ireland is, I know a lot will go with Sexton, but I do think Ronan O'Gara was in the professional era. He was probably the best number 10 Ireland has had and will ever have. I don't know. What's your thoughts on that?
I think, yeah, Ronan O'Gara was a quality number 10, but I always thought Jonathan Sexton offered more flair in attack. Like, Ronan O'Gara was reliable with, like, territory kicks and, like I said, place kicking and penalties and stuff like that. But Jonathan Sexton, I feel, offers more. Like, for example, when there's a break in open play, I feel Jonathan Sexton knows more what he's doing rather than Ronan O'Gara.
Yeah, and other people will probably crucify Ronan O'Gara for the 2009 British and Irish loss to South Africa. I don't know if you watched that.
I've watched like one game of that, I think it was, because obviously that was like around the same sort of time I was learning about rugby.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't watch it like properly
Yes.
then.
So what happened there is Ronan O'Gara made was it a late tackle or a high tackle on the scrum of South Africa, and it was a penalty that actually cost the Lions the tour in total, because I think it was 1-1 at that stage. Because it's so long ago, I can't remember every detail, but I remember that, and I know a lot of people hate him for that.
Okay. Next up, we have.
Ooh. Is it me or you that's lagging out at the moment, Andrew? I can't hear you. I don't know if you're still live. It is lagging quite. It's lagging up. Okay. Looks like I'm the only one that's live at the moment, guys. I don't know if you guys can still hear me, but if you guys can, I'll try and go through some of the questions. I know Rainer said someone finally said my name correctly. Yes, I do find that a lot of people do tend to get certain names wrong, like Louis de Jager. A lot of people say Louis de Jager. So yeah, it's quite difficult pronouncing the names and stuff. All right, Bethan says you're still live. Fair play, cool man. Andrew's lagging again. Okay, what are your thoughts on the Yankees ban? Well, Reino, the thing with the Yankee is, I don't know whether he's innocent or whether he's not, because with Ralapele, he said he took some supplements which had the drugs in, and yeah, I don't know. I think if he's guilty, he should get his ban. I think it's going to be 2 years. So he's going to have to work. He's, 25? So he'll be 27, 28 when he returns. I think it will give him definitely more time to be there. So yeah, hopefully he can get better after that. I see Andrew's joined us again.
I have
Can you
returned.
hear us, Andrew?
I have
There we
returned.
go.
Yeah. Right. Okay. What did I miss?
I basically ended there where Reino Lewis asked what your thoughts are on the Yankees ban. So I don't know if you want to add something on that, and then you can take it further from there.
What was that now? What?
Um, yeah, the ban or not the ban, he's still hearing his fate. A P-Way Yankee on the use of steroids. What do you make of that?
I have no idea. Where is that comment? Who put it up?
Reino Lewis, I think. I just have to go back. Let's see.
Is it this one? That one?
Yeah, that's the one.
All right. Okay.
Yes.
Well, I don't actually know what he's been banned for, because again, I haven't really been
Use of
following.
steroids.
He's been banned for what? Oh, steroids. All right. Okay. Then yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that. Yeah, it shouldn't be used at all. There's no place for steroids in sport. So, right. How far did we get with the comments?
Look, I might have missed a few. You can just go through
Okay, so
all of it again.
okay, so we had this one. Will your game be on Xbox,
Yeah.
PlayStation, or a PlayStation game or an app? It will be on consoles. Let's try and get through these quickly because we're missing out on quite a lot of them, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to finish it soon. It was CJ Standard Size that got made him fail in South Africa. Right. Okay.
Definitely.
Thoughts on James Davis? I mean, he's a quality player, although there are better players than him. Rory Harvey says, who will win the Lions series next year? I'm going to say South Africa. What about you?
Yeah, let's go for South Africa there. I think they should be too good for the Lions in South Africa.
Right, okay. Reagan says, rugby 18 or rugby 15? Rugby 18. What about you?
Not them.
What was that?
Both. I say not even one of them. Both games were crap.
Right, okay. What are your opinions on Chilean rugby? I think they're good, and I think they're going in the right direction with the South American League as well. It would be nice to see all the South American teams eventually make it professional. I know, obviously, they have a club, which is it? It's not. I think I want to say Selknam, but it might not be Selknam. And I'm pretty sure that's their professional club. So yeah, they're going in the right direction. Rhino Luke says, have you guys tried Warzone yet? No, I haven't. Have you?
I heard it's quite good. They say it's better than Fortnite. So, but it takes like 103 gigs, so I won't download it.
Same with me then. I gave away a World Cup winner in the most unselfish performance ever. Do you want to add anything to that?
Look, it is what it is. It's still a team. It's a team game. It's not an individual. There's no I in team. So he did the right thing at the right moment. So all good to him then.
Okay. Will Diante ever play for the Springboks again?
He might. He might. Chili Boy Relapele managed to do it. He got banned for 2 years, and then again for 2 years, and he still managed to make it. So yeah, I think Yankee is good enough. He can play for the Box again.
Okay. The Rugby Guru, someone finally said my name correctly. Why? How was it said?
I don't know how people pronounce it, but I know it's Reino Lewis.
Oh, okay.
The problem is a lot of South Africans like Louis de Jager. It's actually Louis de Jager, not Louis de Jager, like a lot of people say. So it just comes down to that little pronunciation.
Yeah. Okay. Then we've got, what do you think of Manu Tuilagi going to Sale? I think it's a good move for him, personally. What do you think?
Great stuff for Sale, eh?
Yeah.
A quality world-class center going to play with, well, is it another Springbok center? Rowan Jansen van Rensburg.
Okay. Donica says, I think rugby is salty with Ronan O'Gara because of the drop goal to win the Six Nations of Triple Crown. Actually, although I do remember that. Actually, I do remember that, right? But that was also the time where I was slowly learning about rugby. So I don't remember it well. I got into rugby about 2008/2009. Through my granddad, he was a big Osprey supporter. So that's how I actually got into it. So that was around the same time that I don't really remember too much about rugby. So yeah, it is what it is. Bethan says you're still live, fair play. We are, although we may be finishing very soon because I will be having dinner soon. Andrew, you're lagging again, bro. Yeah, that's sorted now. What are your thoughts on Deante's ban? We've spoken about that one. Rhino, all South Africans know how to say your name. Then we've got, okay, they're speaking South African. We can hear you. What happened with the IFA? We've spoken about that one as well. Okay, I don't know what that one is. 4 years, Guru, 4 years. I don't know what that's about.
What's 4 years? Oh,
I
4
don't
years.
know.
Did he get a 4-year ban?
I think so.
I haven't read the news just yet. I know he was awaiting his outcome, so that probably came out today. 4 years, it's a tough one. 29 when he'll be back, probably 30 when he can compete professionally again. But tough. I don't know. After that, I don't know if he's going to play for the Springboks again.
Okay. Donica says, have to go, guys. Cheers. Thanks for tuning in, Donica. Next up, we have Sporting 15 says, greatest try ever. Jack Fury to try against the Lions. He's one of the best centers to wear the Box jersey. Do you have anything to add to that?
Absolutely. That for me, it's also one of the best tries ever. Jack Fury, he's actually the one guy that could challenge Brian O'Driscoll for the number 13 jersey as the all-time best outside center in world rugby.
Okay. Next up, favorite player of all time, Sam Warburton for me, and yours is?
Oh, John Alamu by a mile.
Yeah.
He's the man. He's the man that made me play rugby and watch rugby, man.
Oh, right, okay. Sporting 15 says thoughts on Semi Radradra. Do you want to add to that?
I haven't actually followed him play, so I can't comment on that one. Unfortunately.
Me neither. Then we have next one. Sale Sharks are basically a South African team now.
Yeah, we need representative in England. We need to give them hell as much as we can.
Is South Africa still in Super Rugby next year?
Lots of speculation. I don't know. There's so many rumors that they're going and they're not going, and yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what really happens there.
Yeah. Next up, then Deante got a 4-year ban. Yeah, we just covered that one.
Okay.
Then we've got hi Andrew and Johan. Hope you both are doing well. Do you two have an announcement on the campaign yet? No, unfortunately we don't, and it's going to be a while before we have any announcement, unfortunately. Next up, thoughts on Anthony Watson. I think he's a good player. What about you?
Overrated. Highly overrated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Next up, Pepper says he's back. Shalom, Andrew. Hello. Next up, Rory Harvey says, what's for dinner? I don't actually know. My mum's making it, so I have no idea. Next up, then we have Rugby Challenge 3 or Rugby 20. Probably Rugby Challenge 3 because of the fan hub mainly. What about you?
Yeah, look, I covered a video on that, and I actually chose Rugby 20 above Rugby Challenge 3, but that was at a time when I thought Rugby 20 was still going to give us some more patches and updates. As the games are now, I would definitely say Rugby Challenge by a mile.
Oh, okay. Like I said, I think fan hub wise, I think Rugby Challenge, and then gameplay wise, I like how Rugby 20 plays. It's fast and open paced. You agree or not?
I actually played some Rugby 20 last night, and I have to agree with you there, Andrew. Did you realize the passing was actually pretty poor in Rugby 20? They've got no dimension to the passing.
Yeah,
it's just straight passing or back passing the whole time. there's no player running into the ball or the pass at all.
Nah, but the animations for rugby games have always been pretty cool as well. So I find so yeah. Right, there's your channel. I'll leave that one there. Answer comments, and then I'm gonna have to leave it. Unfortunately. Okay, so any comments we've got this one? Go. I'm going back to UFC. Okay. And then we got Sporting Scene says, who's the most overrated player in world rugby? Most overrated, I'm gonna say. I don't know. What about you?
You're lagging quite a bit, so I'll just go on what I think. I think Kieran Reid was quite an overrated player. They made a hell of a lot about him, and for me, being a number 8 and playing the position, I just felt Kieran Reid was not the best number 8 there ever was. He was backed by a brilliant team. As for the player, he's not that good.
Okay. Am I still lagging now then?
It's better now.
Lagging.
A little bit lag.
Oh, okay, it's better now. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll be finishing it soon anyway. Okay, we've got so many questions. Cup winners.
Hi. Leinster. I don't know.
Leinster. Okay. And did you ever follow London Welsh? Considering Welsh, obviously used them, but I used to kind of. Is it working? One second.
Okay, it is still lagging. Okay, I'm trying to find the question so long.
Okay.
Okay, you're still on, Andrew?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but you're still lagging.
Can you hear me?
Still lagging?
Oh, okay. What about now?
Yeah.
Is it working now?
Now you just completely froze. Still lagging. Sorry, sorry, Andrew. I don't think we're going to get it right. Yeah. Okay, guys. So Andrew has lagged out again. I'll just continue on some of the questions. I can't actually throw it onto the main screen. But then thoughts on Jamie Roberts' move to Dragons. He's a good player, but he's old. I don't know if he's just going to be used for the experience or what. But yeah, let's hear what Andrew have to say about Jamie Roberts' move to Dragons.
Am I still lagging?
Yes, you are still lagging.
Hang on.
Okay, so yeah, that's my thoughts on Jamie Roberts' move to Dragons. Thoughts on the Stormers from Super Rugby. I'm not exactly sure about the question there, Reno. If we have to go on the form of the Stormers in Super Rugby earlier this year, they looked like the South African team to beat until they met me, the Sharks, and it was still a close game, and it could have gone any other way. But I do feel the Stormers would have ended up in the quarterfinals or the playoffs, for that matter. They're a decent outfit. It will be a pity losing the South African sides to Super Rugby, but I, for one, is looking forward to the move to Europe. I think it's something fresh and something that could benefit Springbok Rugby in the future. So that's just my opinion. But like I say, the Stormers are a good team. As far as the rivalry go between me and the Stormers, it's quite good. But although I do fancy the Bulls more, especially now with Jake White involved there. Sporting 15's asking most disappointing Tier 1 nation. I'd say Australia. Yeah, no, look, definitely. I think Australia has been underperforming for the last 2 to 3 years under Mccaw, and hopefully they'll be doing better with is it Robbie Deans? Who's the new coach of Australia, Andrew?
No idea. Am I still lagging?
No, you're better now. I can actually
Okay.
see you now.
Okay. Yeah, no, I don't know. I know it was Mccaw, wasn't it?
Yeah. I know. No, it's not Robbie Deans. It's what's his name? I know the guys. I just can't get to his name. The question is who the most disappointing Tier 1 nation is, and they said Australia. Now, for me, Australia obviously, and then Argentina is the second one. They just can't seem to get going in rugby championship. One day they're good, and the next day they're absolutely crap.
I'm probably going to say then, and we'll probably have to make this our last question, okay? Because I'm going to have to go.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to say, for the most disappointing Tier 1 nation, I'm going to say either not Fiji, Samoa or Tonga. I feel like they have really deteriorated over the years. And it's quite disappointing how deteriorated they have become. So, yeah, that's going to be my choice. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think we've literally answered so many questions today. We've talked for nearly an hour and a half. So thank you everybody so much for watching our live stream. It's been absolutely amazing answering all your questions, chatting to you. I think it's only been like 2 minutes. We've actually had to talk to ourselves. The rest of it's just been answering questions. So that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
At one point, we did reach to 16 or 17 people live watching at some point as well. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Please make sure you go ahead and check out the Rugby Guru's channel, which is here. Type that in on YouTube. Go ahead and check him out. Please go ahead and subscribe. Let's go ahead and subscribe to him as well and make him a YouTube partner just like me. And then maybe we could do more live streams like this. I know definitely we will be doing them, but it would also be pretty awesome to get Rugby Guru to a YouTube partnership. So go subscribe, guys. And yeah, this is going to be the end of the live stream. So we will see you in another video. So peace out, guys.
Cheers, guys.